just wait a little bit. I'll let some more people join up before I start talking rubbish. I can't actually see who logs on, so if someone could just say hello, type in the comments hello, just so I know that is all working fine for me, please. So I'll just wait a few more minutes, let some more people join up. So I'm going to hang out with you guys for about 40 minutes, hour, see how we go, see how many questions and things we get to talk about. Married at First Sight isn't on tonight, so I don't have to, I'm not in a hurry. Alright. How is this coronavirus shit? Pretty full on. Pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Hope everyone's going okay with it. Hope everyone is staying safe through this whole thing. Hope everyone's taking it seriously. Not going out, you know, hanging out with all your mates and still carrying on like this thing's not happening, because this is happening. So hopefully everyone's taking it seriously. Okay, I hope everyone is safe. Hope everyone is well. I hope everyone's got toilet paper. Hope everyone's got food. Hand sanitizer, all that shit. Might end up like Mad Max. 6 months down the track, we might all be fighting for survival. Put on our camo gear, going out for supplies. Pretty crazy. Alright. So, hope everyone's got their jobs. Hope everyone hasn't lost any work. I've got a few people who have their families have lost jobs, which is shit house. Hard to believe that you can have a business for so long and then within a week it's gone. Pretty sad. And of course that kind of a thing affects my business. So one-on-one clients dropping off, which is shit, but as long as we're all safe, alive and healthy, that is the main thing. So what else do? You look after your family and look after yourselves. So and look after everyone else by, you know, staying the fuck inside. Only going out for if you really need to go out, you know, food and training with me. I've had to start training clients outside now, not allowed to train. So I was obviously, you know, gym's closed, and there for a little bit I was able to train everyone here at my home gym, and now as you can't, mate. You just can't. It's just pure genetics, mate. So, have you seen your dad, Ezra? That's genetics. So, you're going to be about 8 foot tall in about 3 months. Yeah, so I can't train anyone here at home anymore because it's indoors, and I could get away with it, but you know, it's you know, you got to do your thing and you got to do the right thing. You know, no one would have a clue. You know, if I had a person in here and I shut the garage door down, and no one would know if I was training anyone in here. But you know, it's not the right thing to do. So I am allowed to train people outdoors, and that is what I have been doing for the last couple of days, and it's been it's really good. You know, we still have plenty of gear here. I've got the sled, so we just got to keep in mind where we do. You know, for those who don't have, you know, equipment at home, and you only got body weight and power band stuff and whatever, you just got to get over the fact that you'll probably lose a little bit of size and a little bit of strength, but at the end of the day, this whole thing's not going to last forever, and you will be able to go back to normal training, and we will have football again, and it won't take long for you to get your strength and your size back. That's the beauty of it. Muscle memory, once you have had a certain amount of muscle tissue, it doesn't take very long to regenerate it back. In some cases, you can actually get even better quality muscle back after having a bit of a layoff. So, and same with strength. I mean, you know, a good month of grinding, you'll be back. You'll be back on top. And at the end of the day, look, as long as we're all healthy and we're not fucking sick, and we've all got enough money to, you know, eat, you know, those sacrifices of losing a little bit of size and a little bit of muscle is easy for us because we haven't got a bigger ego as a lot of other people in the sort of, you know, the industry, like your bodybuilders and all that kind of stuff, who their whole lives depend on their appearance, whereas ours is more performance based. So yeah. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, mate. You're already telling me something I already know, man. So hope you're well, mate. Hope you and the family are keeping well. Be a good opportunity for Braden to lose a little bit of fat. How good's this going to be? Well, actually, we probably put on more. Big Brados. What do we want to have a chat about? If anyone has any questions about anything, if there's anyone that has sent me questions through the week that I haven't answered, please send them through now. It's been a big chaotic week for me as well, trying to figure out, you know, how to train, where to train my clients and all that shit, and juggling money and, you know, loss of clients and that kind of thing. So it's been a bit stressful. I haven't been able to answer everyone's questions on the Team Builder app. So if you guys would like to send those questions through tonight, and I can answer those over this hour that we spend together, and it'll save me a bit of work having to sort of text everyone back and making sure that everyone's happy. Okay, that's important to me. That thanks, mate. I hope so, man. That's what I do it for. I believe I believe that I have a responsibility to sort of, you know, lead the guys and make sure they stay motivated. And you know, it's so important when training has played such a big part of particularly the boys and girls rugby league players that I train. It's such a big part of their life, their training. I mean, that's all they do. So you take that away from them and they're going to feel it. physically, obviously, and mentally. That is the biggest thing, to make sure that these guys and girls keep their mentality intact, and they don't get depressed. And I've already seen that. It's only been a week that everyone's sort of really knuckled down and stayed home. So it's I've already seen the change in some of the boys, motivation and how they feel about things. So we need to stay on top of that, and I see that as also my responsibility to lead everyone through it, as well as my family as well. So I've got 5 kids, so I need to have my shit together for them, and I need to be strong for them and lead them through it, just like all of us have responsibilities. So what else? I've been training everyone outside, so things should continue well. You guys on your online programs, you don't have to worry. I believe with all our body weight stuff and those who have their training gear at home, we can still move forward and at worst case scenario maintain where we're at. Those guys who are going from gym work, heavy gym work and training in the gym all the time, and then going, to doing body weight stuff, I won't lie, you're probably you're gonna lose size. That's just the reality of it, and you're gonna lose strength. But as I said before, who fucking cares, really? I mean, it'll come back when. The important thing for you is to keep training, keep that feeling of training hard, getting those good endorphins, that good hormonal responses that your body is so used to, and it'll keep your mind at bay, and it'll keep things moving forward for you. So in saying that, our programs and the methods that I use in the body weight stuff is still very, very good, and those who haven't had a lot of experience of weights training will still benefit, and you could move forward with that kind of stuff. So it just comes down to the more advanced guys will probably lose a little bit, but also the good thing that you can look at too is you can look at the things that you can work on that you may necessarily, you might necessarily before have sort of not really given much attention to. So it's all been about your heavy lifts, and you sort of may have skimmed along with the core strength and the agility work and all that kind of stuff. Well, now is our chance to really get stuck into that side of things. So when things go back to normal and we go back to our normal gym work and everything, you can be stronger and more mobile, because you've focused on mobility work where you usually probably would skim along and not really delve right into that. It's sort of maybe something you leave at the end of your weight session when you're fucked, and you might do a couple of sets. And this now you can really focus on that. You can really work on your mobility, work on your core strength, work on your joint stability. And all of the exercises in the body weight program all include that kind of stuff. So the wall sits and with kick outs, the push-up ISO holds, which will be in next week's, not next week, the week after's program. Just have the peace of mind that I am putting all of those things into your program, because I know that will feed into your main lifts, and it will make you stronger on the football field when things go back. Okay, so you can be rest assured that you don't need to be studying and looking at things and what's the biggest bang for my buck as far as body weight training goes, and agility work and change of direction work. You don't need to worry about that, because that is all in the program for you, and I program that every week for you guys and change things up every 2 weeks. So we're avoiding muscle adaptation as well by doing so. So your body's not getting stagnant. And it's like, it's the same shit we've been doing for 2 weeks, okay? Nothing new. You train like that all the time, and that's where things come stagnant. But if you change things up, and there's a lot of argument to how often you should change things up, I think, and from what I've seen with the people that I train, every 2 weeks works really well. And not only that, bodyweight stuff can be boring as hell and very monotonous. So if we change things up every 2 weeks, it keeps our mind, it keeps from boredom setting in. It keeps us interested. What are we doing? We own, okay, well, this program I only have to do for 2 weeks, and then he changes it up again. So I will be doing everything I can to make sure that you guys progress, or at least maintain where you're at, okay? But when I say maintain, you will also excel in other areas that we may not have done a lot of work with. As I said before earlier, if any of you guys don't want to put questions up on here, I know a few of you boys don't like knowing, letting other guys know that you train with someone like me, and you want to stay anonymous with your questions. You can send me a question on Instagram account, and I'll check that soon, and I'll answer your questions. Okay, so I know a few of you are funny like that, especially you older lads, and whatever. I don't care. Just as long as your questions are getting answered, I don't care how you deliver them. I'm just looking at my notes here, guys. Yeah, so what we can work on now, obviously we are working on our speed, so we can work on our sprint work, so our speed doesn't go anywhere. Okay, that's one thing we have control of, is our speed work. We don't need to be losing any speed with our sprint work, so we will be keeping that up, but we just won't be focusing on it as much as what we were when we were in season for 2 weeks. Okay, so we've dropped the sprint work back a bit, so we don't have to be doing sprints every day. Once a fortnight is adequate. It takes about 2 weeks for you to lose your overall speed. So as long as we're hitting our speed work once a fortnight, we're good. It should it will maintain it. Yeah, building muscle. We can definitely build muscle with the methods that we're using with our bodyweight program, and obviously those who have the gym home setup, that nothing really changes for you guys. We don't usually use fancy machines in our programs anyway, so they're not going to be missed. That's always sort of an option. Muscular endurance, yes, absolutely. So with our bodyweight stuff, we can, we're going to get a lot of more muscle endurance because we'll be doing a lot higher reps, training to timed sets, rest pause sets. So, as you guys know, your rest pause methods, that's, like when we're doing like 100 tricep power band push downs, that's a favourite of mine, and you know that I love a shit load of pull aparts. So those kinds of things build a lot of endurance in your muscles, and having good endurance in your muscles will help you get through heavier, higher rep sets, like of your 12 to 15 reps at a higher weight range. So that's where muscle endurance can really help. I know a lot of people turn their nose up at muscle endurance, but it does play a part in your lifting, especially with hypertrophy or bodybuilding. Core strength, that's another great one. Working on our core, and Caleb, that will sort of address your question as well. You can do the core work as much as you want. 2 days a week would be sufficient. We'll be fine. And in the program, it's all programmed for you anyway. If you want to do more, man, that's totally fine. Totally fine. Once a week, totally fine. Whatever you want to do, whatever you can fit in, whatever works in your schedule. Okay, whatever your weakness is. If you're still unfit, and on the program it gives you a choice whether you do your fitness or your core work, then do your fitness and do your core work next time. Okay, but yeah, 2 days a week, Caleb, to answer your question, man, would be fine, would be enough. And also working on our core strength as well. Obviously, that is going to really, really help you with your heavy lifts when you go back to normal training. So and your sprint work, okay, your sprint and speed work. Having a strong core is everything, and everything revolves around it. Your core is your engine room, okay? So it's a great chance to get our core stronger, okay? Great chance. Change of direction stuff or agility. Okay, as it's known, I call it change of direction because I think the word agility is thrown around, and not a lot of people really understand what agility is. So it is change of direction, mobility, your ability to change direction fast and smoothly. Okay, so great chance for us to do that. And again, it won't be a massive focus, but we'll be doing it once a week at least, just to break things up and as I said, break the boredom up of training. And another good thing about change of direction stuff, that it uses a lot of different muscles like that you would not use with your normal training either. So your lateral steps and those kinds of things work a lot more of your TB bands and all that kind of stuff, and different parts. I know I've scratched my nose about 20 times, but I just can't help it. So look, if I've got corona, I'll go out with a fucking well scratched nose. Joint stability, another good one. So that's all your isometric holds, like your wall sits and your ICU your one-legged ISO hold splits, which we've done a lot of before and we'll be doing again. All those kinds of things really build good joint stability, and obviously the better stability you have in your joints, in your knees and ankles in particular, the better and more powerful your stepping and acceleration is going to be. Okay, so that's a really beneficial thing for you too as well. So that kind of stuff is all covered in our program. So if you're on the program, then you don't even have to think about it. Mobility as well, obviously we spoke about mobility, so that is another big one that a lot of us probably bypass and don't pay a lot of attention to. So the better mobility we have with your training, being able to get a deeper squat pain-free, all those kinds of things, being able to, your shoulder mobility under a squat. A lot of guys cramp up in the back. A lot of my bigger guys can't use a normal barbell. We have to use a safety bar. Because their mobility in their shoulders is so shit, because they're just so damn big, okay, and then they've got traps for days and they just can't get the bar around their back. So instead of fighting it, I just we work a little bit on mobility, but we don't want to have our whole session wasted on mobility, so we'll just use our easy bar squat. But now is a great time to really work on that kind of thing, and mobility with you in your game. The better mobility you have through your hips, glutes, hamstrings, all that kind of stuff, the bigger stride length you're going to have. So you'll be chewing up more meters per step when you run. So that is another thing that you get to work on as well. So when things do go back to normalcy and we have footy on again, you are going to be a much improved player in those areas, and you will also already have your strength and your size that you may have lost a little bit of back. So there is massive, massive positives in all of this for us. You do not have to be sitting there going, I can't go to the gym, what's the point, blah, blah, blah. Don't be a dick, okay? There's heaps of stuff we can do, all right? And you got to do it. You just have to. You're not going to sit on your iPhone all day looking at Instagram, all right? You're just not. I'm not going to let you, okay? So keep our shit together, be the tough motherfucker that I know that you are, and just get on with the job. Accept this situation. This situation is shit for all of us, all right? But the only thing that is going to keep our shit together is if we keep some kind of normalcy in our routines, okay? And routine, or a new routine, is going to get us through this, okay? Humans are very good at adapting, okay? That's why we're still here, okay? Over the years, over the centuries, things have changed for humans a lot, okay? And we've adapted. And that is exactly what we're going to do now. And then this thing will fuck off, and then we'll go back to normal life, all right? And I'm damned if you're going to go back to normal life, a big fat sack of shit that's been sitting on the lounge for the last 6 months, all right? Yeah, I've already spoken about that. Look, I can bang on about all the different methods that we'll use. Progressive overload is one of the biggest things that we'll use in our training as well. So as I said before, if you do if you do 3 sets of 10 push-ups and that's all you do, that's as good as it's going to get for you as well. Week 2, if you do 4 sets of 10, that's progressive overload, and then we're adding the volume up, and now we're talking. Now shit's going to happen. So again, if you're on the plan, you don't have to worry about that because I do all that for you. Okay. Just check if any questions. Thanks, Jacko. I've got cool tats, haven't I, mate? Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it, mate. You're going well, mate. You're going good. Any questions, guys? Make sure you ask now, because this is where I want to answer it. Okay, any questions, send them through. I've got a few things I can talk about. Ideas for weights. If any of you guys have come up with or seen any cool stuff on Instagram or on Facebook of any cool exercises that people have got inventive with, please share that with me, and I'll share that with all of our teammates. As I don't know if you caught what I was on one of my Instagram stories the other night. I was talking about when I was a young fella and I didn't have any money and I started training. I used to use a broomstick handle. Not a broomstick handle, there's not even such a thing, just a fucking broomstick. And I used to go down to the fruit and veggie shop, and I used to ask them for 2 potato sacks, and I used to fill it up with sand, wet sand. And I don't know, they used to weigh about 20 kilos each, or maybe not that much, I don't know. It was pretty heavy for me back then. But yeah, I used to do my bench press with it. I just had like a shitty bench with holes and half the padding missing. You'd get up and have half a bar mark on your back. When I was 15, I would have woke up with half a bar for sure. Sorry girls, I couldn't help it. Use arm curls, shoulder presses, squats. Using potato sacks full of sand. Bricks, you could do dumbbell flies with house bricks, front raises with house bricks. Hill, if you've got a hill, anywhere near a hill, fantastic for your legs. Okay, leg drive, so many things you can do up that hill. You can obviously sprint forward up the hill. You can run backwards up the hill. You can do side shuffles up the hill. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways and directions that you can strengthen your legs with a hill. You don't want it ultra steep, but you want it to be a fair decent hill as well. So yeah, hills are great. You could lunge up the hill. That'll be an absolute killer. So I've always said hills are nature's squat racks. If you're near a beach, sand dune runs, forwards, backwards, lunge up it, whatever. I mean, you can get a good workout and you can keep your legs strong with just your environment. Absolutely. Wheelbarrows, if you've got a wheelbarrow sitting around at home, fill that up with some heavy shit, whatever you can find, and push that around. Plastic bags full of sand, that's sort of like the potato sacks, but you could shoulder press, especially now with the 15-cent bags. They're a bit thicker than the normal other shitty bags that used to be around, so you could get a fair decent amount of weight with those, and you could do some shoulder press work with that. You could do dumbbell flies with that, so your 15-cent Woolies bags full of sand or dirt, fucking oath. Weigh them if you want and see how much they weigh. Get it, write with Nico pen, write the weights on it. Get a bit of a collection of them, different weights. It's a good idea. I just thought of that then, actually. That's a good one. Buckets of water. Okay, keeping in mind that a litre of water is 1 kilo. Okay, so you can really work with that. If you've got some big buckets or some big jerry cans or whatever you can fill up full of water, any big plastic containers full of water. If you've got a 10 10 kilo water jerry can, fill it up with 10 litres of water, and there's 10 kilos. Throw that around your head for some shoulder presses, and hold that while you're doing your squats and stuff like that. Okay, really cool ideas. Lunge. Okay, if any of you guys do that, please send me a video of it. That's fantastic. I'd love to share it with everyone. Okay, so I think if we all work together and come up with as many ideas as we can, I will constantly be on the hunt for you guys to see what we can come up with, what I can sort of invent. So I'll share with you a lot of videos that I come up with here, and I'll really sort of try and enhance the situation that we're in with as hard exercises as we can. Okay, so we can get through this shit. Unilateral work, so a lot of one-legged stuff is really going to help. Okay, so we're doing one-legged squats and like lunges, one-legged split squats. All of those kinds of things are going to be far more beneficial for you than doing two-legged body weight squats and all those kinds of things. All right, so anything one-legged, you just think about it. Obviously, it's pretty obvious that your one leg is going to have to do a lot more work with your upper body without the help of the other leg. So one-legged calf raises, all those kinds of things can really work. Okay, so we will be doing a lot of those unilateral exercises over the next few programs. For now, our programs are going to be based on building as much muscle tissue as we can in our body weight training. Again, those who have a home gym will probably do a strength block soon as well as our bodybuilding work. But I change my mind on the cusp of things of where our programs go, based on obviously now with the situation that we're in and things changing all the time. Obviously, being at game fitness and being explosive and powerful like we need in a game is obviously not going to be a focus for us at the moment, but I don't want to lose what we've gained in our last few blocks as well. So we will have that here and there, but it won't be a massive focus. It'll be more about keeping on as much muscle tissue as we can, keeping as much strength as we can, and working on our speed and change direction stuff. Might have a look and see if anyone has flicked me through any questions. If anyone has questions on here, please send them through. So just bear with me, guys. I'll just have a look through my phone. So for anyone that sort of missed the start, hope you guys are all safe. Hope everyone is financially okay. Hope no one has coming into any financial hardship. Obviously it's probably going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. So hopefully everyone is okay financially and got enough food to survive and live and all the rest of it. Okay, here we go. What are some good drills to increase speed and strength and fitness? Okay. Look, I find these questions really, really hard to answer because there's not one definitive answer. It's everything working together in synergy with each other, but to give you something to work with. Some speed drills, sprint work. Okay, there's no use me telling you sleds and getting stronger on your squats right now because you're probably not going to be able to do them. So for now, the situation we're in now, smashing out our sprint work. Okay, at different meterages. Is that a word? Meterages? then it doesn't sound right. Maybe it's not. But yeah, just working on being consistent with your sprint work. So say once a fortnight you do 4 sets of 20 metre sprints. Next fortnight you do 5 sets of 20 metre sprints, blah, blah, blah. And then you might do 30 metre sprints and all that kind of stuff. So plenty of sprint work, absolutely. Strength. Don't know what you've got access to, but one way to keep your upper body strong is going to be push-ups with a power band. And if you've got something to heighten the push-up, beg your pardon. So like if you have push-up handles that make your push-up higher off the ground, or you can use dumbbells or whatever, that will really give you a better stretch through your chest. And it makes it a little bit more full range. So if you strap a power band around your back, a nice heavy power band, that's the thing too, like, and we are going to do this as well. You know, you can get very, very strong on power band push-ups, depending on how many power bands you have, and if you've got some good hard power bands, you can get damn stronger with power band push-ups. You know, if you can only, you can only punch out about 6 to 8 reps with a power band around your back. That's as good as doing bench press for 6 to 8 reps, as far as I'm concerned. So you can get pretty damn strong with power band push-ups, so that's going to be a cool thing for us. So if you have access to that, do that. If you don't have power bands, chuck a plate on your back. Sammy, you asked me this afternoon. If you've got a couple of plates, grab your school bag, chuck some plates in your school bag, chuck that on your back and hit your push-ups. Again, look for something that can heighten your hands off the ground to give you that more full range in the push-up. But if you can't, that's fine. But yeah, grab your school bag and grab a couple of those plastic bags full of sand and chuck it in your school bag and chuck that on your back. And you got some heavy ass push-ups right there. So really, we're only limited to our imagination, guys. So you know, it's really is limitless. PVC pipe full of water, cap at the end. Yeah, kill it. Yeah, that is true, man. Yeah, absolutely, and that's what Craig's talking about there is say if you were doing, you know, some bench pressing on a bench or on the floor, that PVC pipe full of water with caps on the end makes it really imbalanced. Okay, so your core has to really work to keep itself balanced. If you're doing that with squats, Craig, that's going to be an absolute killer, man. So that's good thinking, buddy. That is awesome. And your core has to really work to stabilise itself if you're doing the squats with the PVC pipe and lunges and all that kind of stuff. So and also the benefits if you were doing that is the bench presses, like I said, that's really good shoulder stability too. So your shoulders really have to work, and that will also activate some different muscle fibres in your chest that it's not used to either. So that's brilliant, Craig. Thanks for that, man. That's really cool for you to share that with us. I totally forgot what I was talking about. I was answering questions. There was one more. And fitness. There's a million fitness drills, man. If I was to give you one, I'd have to say doing the bleep test or the beep test. I call it the beep test, but they say bleep, which I reckon sound like a fucking idiot. But with my guys here, I have them doing a beep test once a fortnight, just so I can make sure that the whatever level they were at when the season was on, that we're not going down too much. Okay, and obviously we want to excel at that as well. So that's another thing. I'm not sure if I mentioned amongst all of those other things earlier, is we can become fucking fit as fuck. That's absolutely 100%. So, you know, when footy goes back, you're going to be as fit as hell. I was having a joke around with one of the other boys anyway, because I could tell he was really struggling with the motivation, and you know, I was going, come on man, we're gonna do some sprinting. You know, I could just tell his motivation was down, and I just said, look dude, 6 months down the track, it might be survival of the fittest. We might have to punch on for food at the shopping centre, and we might have to, you know, stand outside our front gates and make sure no one's trying to rob our house. So you need to be fit, you need to be strong. We need to get with the times. We need to be like Max here now. So hopefully it doesn't get to that, but if that's a motivation to train, keep training, I don't know what is. Yeah, so I have them doing a beep test once a fortnight just to make sure that things are staying put, and obviously we want to advance in our fitness as well. Got another question here. Yeah, Jesus. I have my own gym at home. Can you tell me what I need to eat and what weights I need? I will send you my workout plan. Okay, please do that. Okay, what I'm going to go do now is I'm going to go to Team Builder and I'm going to go through some of the questions that are on there, seeing as though no one wants to ask any questions on here. How's everyone going with all of this coronavirus bullshit? Everyone cool? Everyone finished up at school? Is there some people still going to school? I think that comes to an end soon anyway, I'm pretty sure. Again, I sent out a message to everyone the other day, and I stand by it, and I'll re-say it again. If anyone is doing it tough and they need to talk to someone, if any of you players are feeling, depressed, which is completely normal to be feeling like that, okay? Football and training is a massive part of our lives, okay? So, and I'd be lying to say if I don't feel that as well, all right? So if any of you guys want to talk, I handed out my phone number the other day. You guys ring me anytime, okay? I can't make that more clear, okay? And I can't make it more clear that if you do feel like that and you are feeling depressed and we're fucking isolated. So not only is our training suffering and the game that we love is not on, we can't even watch it on TV now, let alone not being able to play it, not being able to be a part of it. Okay, so for me, this was the massive fun time for me where all of you guys start playing and I get to see what we've fucking built, and now it's we don't get to see that. So it's not hard to feel like everything has been a waste, but believe me guys, it's not a waste. Okay, we are installing such good habits, okay, by training, eating. I know a lot of you are eating so much better than what you used to. I know a lot of you big boys who I started with, I've lost a lot of weight. Man, that in itself is so healthy for you to not be carrying around as much body fat anymore, okay? We are installing such good habits into you. No, as I've said before to some of my guys, no matter what happens with rugby league, whether you go on to play NRL, whatever, no matter what, you will always want to train. You will always want to feel the way you feel now when you train. You'll always want to have muscle. You'll always want to feel strong, okay? You'll always want to eat good food. You'll always want to, you won't let yourself go backwards because you understand it now. You understand why you have to eat good amounts of protein and carbohydrates and fats. You understand you're allowed to have shitty food, man. You're allowed to. There's no such thing as bad food. There's only overconsumption of calories. That leads me on to my next little rant. If you guys can hang around a little bit longer, and it's important, we are not going to be obviously burning as many calories as what we might have been. Okay, so we're not moving around as much. Okay, so we are NEAT. It's called NEAT, so non-exercise activity thermogenesis. All right, so the calories that we burn just moving around, walking around, blinking, scratching our ass, sitting on the lounge, eating, all that kind of stuff. You burn calories doing that as well, not just exercise, okay? But that's about to go down, okay? We can't go around walking around as much, We may not be going to work anymore. So that side of calorie energy expenditure is going to go down. Okay, so I really need you to keep an eye on your weight, all right? Weigh yourself every day. Now, I know that you probably have grown up and been told not or heard by the experts not to weigh yourself every day, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you why I weigh myself every day and why I recommend everyone weigh themselves every day. Because we're going to work on an average, okay? So weight fluctuates. There's no way around it. One day you might step on the scales and you go, fuck off. 600 grams. I put on 600 grams in one day, overnight. You may not have put on fat. You know, you may be retaining water because you may not have drank enough water the day before. So your body's retaining more water. You didn't give it enough the day before, so it thinks it needs more today. Okay, so that could be water weight. You could have had too much salt, so your body's retaining water because salt is dehydrating. A mirage of a heap of different excuses. And then the next day you may be 600 grams down. Okay, depends on a heap of different things. But at the end of the week, measure out look at the average. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday you might have weighed X amount, and then blah blah blah, it might have gone up, but then by the end on the Sunday, it averages out that you may have lost a total of 400 grams for the week, and that is fantastic. That's perfect. Okay, you don't want to be losing weight too damn fast anyway, because you won't. Your body will adapt to it pretty fast, put a hold to it, and then you have to get it going again. So very hard if you're already low calorie. Getting off topic a little bit. Now that we're not moving around as much, you are at the risk of putting on weight. So weigh yourself every day, work out the average. How I do it, I've got a Fitbit app. Okay, you don't have to have a Fitbit watch, but you can use the Fitbit app. Okay, which is awesome. It's probably one of the best ones that I've found. That will work out your average for you at the end of the week. Okay, so the Fitbit app, go download that. As I said, you don't have to have the watch. Weigh yourself every day. Okay, put the scale weight in every day into the Fitbit app, and at the end of the week, it will tell you the average weight that you lost over that 7-day period, and then you can average it out to the next week. So the next week when you do that, you can go, oh, okay, my average last week was 95 kilos. This week it's 94.6. So I lost a couple of 100 grams. Perfect. Okay. If you're stacking it on, you need to cut your calories. Okay. Or you need to get up and move more. Okay. There's no way around that. All right. So it's not going to be unusual over this whole period for you to put on weight. Okay. So watch your weight. If your average is going up every week, you need to put a stop to it. Okay, don't wait, a month or two down the track, and you go, holy shit, I've put on 10 kilo. Put a stop to it, pretty damn fast each week. Okay, as I said before, if you will look at last week's average to this week's average, and you've gone up 600 grams. Okay. You might not need to act on it all the time. It may be a bit of muscle, who knows? But if it goes up the next week, it's probably not. So you need to act on that, and you need to drop your calorie intake, or you need to get up and move more. That's the cool thing about having your smartwatches that record your steps and all that kind of stuff as well. They will be really, really handy through all this, guys. So if you have one of those, that'll be really cool. And just make sure I've got to hit 10. You got to hit 10,000 steps a day, and if you don't, get up and move around. You should see my house, man. Me and the missus walking around the kitchen table, walking up and down the hallway, getting our steps up, looking like a pair of fucking idiots to the kids. And the kids are going, "Oh, you pair of twits still." And I don't go all the way up the hallway, but because I can't see the TV, I can't see Married at First Sight from up the hallway. So I stay around the TV where I can watch Married at First Sight while I get my steps up. So that's important, guys. We don't want to blow out. How long have I been bullshitting for? I'm starving. The dinner's ready. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I just answered that question. I just got a question on Team Builder, and I hope that definitely answers it. So yes, Caleb, if you're getting fat, drop your calories, man, 100%. You don't have to drop them straight away, but just monitor using the method that I just spoke of before, of averaging out your weight. Yeah. Anyway, there are a few questions in Team Builder. We are coming up, I think we've been going for about 50 minutes. I'll go for an hour. We'll go for another 10 minutes. It gives you guys another 10 minutes to think of some questions. I'll just have a look at some of the questions on Team Builder. Can't really see properly, I haven't got my glasses. I do wear glasses. I just don't wear them on TV. Yeah, I'm on TV. I don't wear them in front of you guys because I don't want you to make fun of me. I look pretty smart when I wear them, I tell you. And still really spunky. Okay, well, yeah, just while I'm thinking of it, the maxes and PRs, the documents and link section is back on the app. Had a bit of a drama with that through the week, so no one could access any of their extras programs or the nutrition program in the documents and links, but that seems to be all back on board now. If it's not, please let me know. The software company told me that there's an app, so I'm assuming that my phone automatically downloaded that. If yours hasn't, you might have to go to the App Store and download that. Alright. Question. I was just wondering if we need to weigh ourselves, and what do you do if you don't have a scale? You can't weigh yourself. Sorry, man. There's only one tool that weighs you, and that's a body weight scale. Don't laugh at me, Edwina. You watch it too. I can't stand that blonde bitch from the Gold Coast. Is she from the Gold Coast? No. She's just after Michael's money. It's quite clear. Can't stand that Lizzie either, by the way. She annoys the shit out of me. Always poking her nose in other people's business. It's really annoying. She shits me. But I still watch it religiously, and I haven't missed a damn episode yet. Send your questions through, guys, because I ain't answering shit after I get off this. Alright, I've done my duty. Good. Samson would 100% watch my Married at First Sight, 100%. Levi would pretend he doesn't, but I know Levi would too. So I'm gonna do this once a week. I think this is important for us to keep contact once a week. Okay, so once a week, every Thursday night, we're going to get on here and we're going to talk some shit. As I said, you don't have to. Craig, you watch it too, mate. I know you do. I bet you could tell me everyone in that show, 100%. And if you don't watch it, you should. It's riveting TV. So we're going to do this once a week. And I just think it's important for all of us to stick together through all this shit, basically. Have somewhere where we can talk some shit and have a laugh and answer some questions and all that kind of stuff. And it gets me out of having to do stuff out there, like in the kitchen and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm trying to draw it out. 5 minutes. 5 minutes in that kitchen. I'll go out there and go, do you want a hand with the dishes? And the missus will go, it's already done. And that's just fine. yeah, I'm just having a look through Team Builder, see if there's any other questions that anyone has sent me through the week. The internet is not that great at the moment at my house. It's pretty damn slow, so none of the questions are coming up. That's another thing. The internet's getting a flogging at the moment, so everything's been really slow. So that's the last thing we need, is not being able to bloody jump on the internet and save ourselves from boredom. All right, these questions aren't coming up, guys. I'm sorry. Internet is being a prick. Yeah, look, obviously I will answer your questions, so if you do send them through later on Team Builder, I'll answer them. Of course I will. I'll get in the shit for being on my phone again, but I'll answer them. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take off. If you missed any part of this video, I'm going to post it up on the page, and I'll also I will send the link into the Team Builder app, so if you guys want to watch this video again, you can. Thanks for tuning in, those who are here. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, mate. Appreciate you guys. You've helped me out a lot. So I really appreciate that. Scratching my nose again. Maybe it's coronavirus that makes your face itchy, because all I friggin' do is scratch my face. And when someone says you can't scratch your face, guaranteed, your face gets itchy. Deb, I'm going. You're late. How unusual. Deb's late. Alright. I'm off, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all, you guys. And let's stick together through all this bullshit, and we can get through it all together, 100%. Thanks, guys. I will talk to you, and we will be back here on Thursday.